Have you ever felt that some people, even those closest to you, feel more like a weight than a support? Perhaps a friend who constantly criticizes your choices, or even a parent who makes you feel anxious about pursuing your own goals. Often, we cling to these relationships because we believe it's our duty, but the truth is, this could be costing you your inner peace, your mental well-being, and even your future. Wasting your time on people who bring you down? Not a good look, is it? Protecting your tranquility is one of the most important things you can do. In this video, I'm going to share 7 unmistakable signs that it's time to cut contact. If you feel something's holding you back, this video might be just what you need to finally take the plunge. Let's work together to understand how to identify these signs, face the challenges, and live with more purpose and balance. Sign 1. They constantly sabotage you. Imagine you're having dinner with someone you like, sharing a lovely moment from your week. It could be a promotion, a fitness goal you've achieved, or something simple, like mastering a new recipe. You're chuffed, expecting support, but they respond with something like, "Oh, that's nice, but wasn't that a bit necessary?" I've been there. I remember starting a personal project that meant the world to me. I put in the hard yards, hours of research, planning, preparation. I told a close friend, hoping for encouragement, and he just smirked and said, "You always start these things, but never finish them." My heart sank. It wasn't just the words, it was the tone, the utter disdain for something that was hugely important to me. At first, I thought it was just his way of being brutally honest. Perhaps he was trying to motivate me. But over time, I saw it was a pattern. He had something negative to say about almost every success I shared. "Oh, you got the promotion? Must be because your boss fancies you, not your competence." Or, "Smashing weight loss." Don't get too carried away though. It's easy to pile it back on. It's easy to ignore 1 or 2 comments like that. You might even laugh it off thinking it's just their way. But when it becomes a regular thing, it's utterly draining. You start doubting yourself, questioning whether your achievements are even worthwhile. It's like trying to climb a mountain with someone pulling you down, making you doubt every step. The truth that nobody tells you is that these people are usually dealing with their own insecurities. They see your growth as a threat, your progress highlights their stagnation, and instead of facing it, they prefer to extinguish your light. It's not about you, it's about their inability to cope with their own fears and flaws. But that's where it gets risky. If you keep these people in your life, their words affect you. You internalize the doubt, and it becomes your own. You start holding back, scared of criticism, and end up limiting your potential. Stepping away might feel selfish, especially if it's a long-time friend or family. But think about it. Is it selfish to protect your peace of mind? Is it wrong to prioritize your growth over someone else's comfort? Stoic philosophy teaches us to value what we control, our minds, our actions, and how we react to the world. What you don't owe anyone is sacrificing your happiness to soothe their insecurities. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. You don't control how people treat you, but you do control the access they have to your life. Life's too short to surround yourself with people who don't support you. True friends and family celebrate your victories, big or small, because they care about your happiness. They don't see your success as a threat, but as a shared joy. If someone makes you feel small, unworthy, or inadequate, it's time to step back. You don't need their approval to thrive. You just need to believe in yourself. And trust me, when you silence the noise, your confidence and peace increase. Sign 2. They mock your goals. Imagine you finally summon the courage to share a dream you've held onto for years. It could be opening a business, writing a book, learning something new, or even adopting healthier habits. You're excited, vulnerable, hoping for support, but you receive laughter, irony, or comments like, "Oh yeah, you think you can actually do that?" A bit disheartening, isn't it? I've been there. A few years ago, I decided to pursue a project I loved, something I'd been mulling over for ages. I was anxious, but also really enthusiastic. I told a close friend, and his response was dripping with sarcasm. "Good luck. Let me know when you give up." I laughed, pretending it didn't bother me. But later, while working on the project, his words echoed in my head. What if he's right? What if I can't pull it off? That doubt didn't come from me. It was planted by someone who should have been encouraging me. When someone belittles your goals, it reveals a lot more about them than about you. The truth is, those who diminish your dreams are usually projecting their own fears. They've convinced themselves that pursuing something big is too risky, too difficult, or simply unrealistic. And instead of facing up to their own limitations, they prefer to make fun of yours. But this is dangerous. It chips away at your self-confidence. Each sarcastic comment is like a jab, and over time, these little jabs erode your confidence. You start doubting whether your dreams are worthwhile, whether you're being a bit daft. The truth is, no dream is too big or too small. If it matters to you, the Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control, and your goals fit the bill perfectly. Epictetus said, "First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." If you know what you want, why let someone else's insecurity hold you back? Those who mock your goals aren't supporting you. They're trying to keep you stuck in the same rut as them. They fear what your success would say about their own inaction. If you achieve what you want, they'll have to confront why they haven't done the same. If you're holding back because of something someone said, ask yourself, are they living your life? Will they feel the weight of missed opportunities when you look back? Stepping away from those who mock your goals isn't easy, particularly if they are close to you, but sometimes it's absolutely necessary. Surround yourself with those who support you, not those who try to bring you down. Find people who believe in you. I learned this the hard way. The same friend who mocked my goals eventually faded out of my life. At first, I felt guilty, but then I realized his negativity was holding me back. Without his negativity, I started believing in myself more, taking bigger steps, and achieving things I never imagined. Marcus Aurelius said, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Let those who mock you fuel your progress. Prove them wrong, not out of revenge, but to show yourself that you're capable of more than they ever imagined. Your goals are yours. Protect them, fight for them, and never let anyone's laughter extinguish the fire within you.
Sign 3. They're inconsistent. Let's be honest. If someone can't decide whether they want to be in your life or not, why are you wasting your time? Inconsistency isn't just a bit of a quirk. It's emotional manipulation. You find yourself wondering, did I do something wrong? Why aren't they around? Let me tell you, the moment you start questioning your own worth because of someone's flakiness, they've already won. I had a friend who was a master of this. When everything was rosy, he was there, encouraging me, making plans, saying he'd always be there for me. But as soon as things got difficult or inconvenient for him, he'd disappear. No messages, no calls, nothing. Then, out of the blue, he'd pop up with an "Oi, missed you," as if his absence was meaningless. And the worst bit? For ages, I made excuses. He must be busy. But I knew the truth. He only cared when it was easy or beneficial for him. I'll say something a bit controversial. Inconsistency is a huge red flag, even within the family. Yes, I said it. Just because someone shares your genes doesn't mean they have the right to treat you like you're worthless. If they only show up when it suits them, they're not family. They're users. The clever bit: inconsistent people aren't clueless. They know exactly what they're doing. They like to keep you in a state of uncertainty because that gives them the upper hand. You're chasing their attention, time, and approval, and that's precisely where they want you, off balance and insecure. The Stoics were pretty clear about relationships like this. Epictetus said, "Associate with people who elevate your soul." Is someone who pops in and out of your life at their whim elevating you? No, they're trapping you in a vicious cycle of doubt and emotional exhaustion. The uncomfortable truth is that we often allow this behavior. By letting them back in whenever they disappear, we're teaching them that it's okay to treat us as an afterthought. And if you allow yourself to be an afterthought, don't be surprised if you're never a priority. Think about it. When has someone's inconsistency made you feel valued? When has this on-again, off-again behavior built trust? It doesn't. It destroys it. Marcus Aurelius said, "Stop rambling about what a good person should be. Be one." If someone's inconsistency is robbing you of your peace of mind, the best thing to do isn't to forgive endlessly. It's to step away. Yes, it's tough, but life's too short to please those who can't decide if you're worth their time. Surround yourself with those who support you consistently, genuinely, without any excuses. And for those who can't be reliable, cut ties. It's not a lack of empathy, it's self-respect. You're not a plan B, a convenience. You're a priority or nothing. Sign 4. They only contact you when they need something. You know the type. Crickets for weeks, months, until they suddenly reappear with a casual "how's it hanging?" At first, you think they've missed you, but within minutes, the penny drops. They need something: money, advice, a favor, your time, whatever. The conversation always veers back to them. I had people like this in my life. They vanish until their world implodes. A job interview goes belly up, a loan application gets rejected, or they need a lift. And every time, I helped out because I figured that's what a decent friend or family member would do. But when the tables turned, they were nowhere to be found. Unreturned calls, ignored messages, excuses like being a bit tied up. Funny how they had oodles of time when they needed something, eh? Let's be straight. That's not friendship, it's transactional. These people don't see you as a person, but as a resource. And the moment you're no longer useful, they disappear until the next time they need your generosity. The slightly controversial truth is that allowing people like this into your life isn't compassion, it's self-sabotage. They don't build a relationship, they deplete it. Every time you answer the phone or lend a hand, you reinforce the idea that you're a tool for their convenience. The Stoics teach us to value our time and energy. Seneca wrote, "Associate with those who will make you better." Ask yourself, does someone who only shows up when they need something make you a better person? Do they support you or just taking without giving anything back? Let's go a bit deeper. Why do we allow this? For many, it's guilt. You might feel obligated because they are family, or you don't want to seem selfish. But the truth is, setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's essential. You can't pour from an empty cup. Constantly giving to those who don't reciprocate leaves you feeling utterly drained and resentful. I learned this the hard way. I had a relative who only contacted me in a crisis. Always something urgent, need a bit of cash for the rent. For years, I gave in, thinking it was my duty. But I noticed a pattern. They never called to see how I was doing, and they were never around when I needed them. One day, they called, and before they could say anything, I cut them off. Let me guess, you need something? The silence spoke volumes. That's when I realized the relationship was one-sided and wouldn't change unless I did. Boundaries don't mean you don't care. They mean you care enough to stop stop being used. You refuse to be someone's safety net if they offer nothing in return. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." You don't control someone's intentions, but you do control the access they have to your life. The truth is, if someone only calls when they need something, they don't value you, they value what you can do for them. And if they don't bother to support you when you need it, they don't deserve to be part of your life. Cutting ties isn't easy, particularly if they are close, but you owe it to yourself to prioritize mutual relationships. You deserve people who check in on you, who give as much as they receive, and who see you as more than just a means to an end. So, next time someone rings out of the blue with a favor, ask yourself, are they calling because they care, or because they need something? If it's always the latter, perhaps it's time to stop answering. Some people treat grudges like badges of honor, displaying their bitterness for all to see. They latch onto the smallest mistake and cling to it as if it defines the whole relationship. Let's be frank, if someone can't let go of the past, they are holding you prisoner. It's captivity. I knew someone who remembered every single blunder I ever made. I missed a call from him once, and it was brought up in every argument for the following year. I missed an event he'd invited me to, and he gave me a right earful about it, conveniently forgetting the countless times I'd turned up for him. No matter how much effort I put in, he only focused on my mistakes. When someone holds a grudge, it shows you something important about them. They value resentment more than resolution. Instead of resolving the problem, forgiving, and moving on, they keep the wound open, reminding you of it whenever they can. It's completely exhausting and frankly unfair. The Stoics were firm on the dangers of dwelling on the past. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Holding on to grudges is the opposite of strength, weakness masquerading as righteousness. It shows emotional immaturity and a reluctance to grow. But let's address the elephant in the room. Why do some people hold grudges? To control and manipulate. They remind you of your mistakes to make you feel guilty, indebted, like you owe them something. It's a way of making sure the relationship operates according to their rules. The irony is that these people usually demand perfection from you while giving themselves a free pass. They expect you never to make a mistake. But if you confront them, the story changes. They justify their actions or twist things around to make you look like the bad guy. Let's be honest, relationships aren't about keeping score. If someone is more focused on your mistakes than on building a connection, it's toxic. It doesn't matter if they are friends, partners, or family. No one has the right to use your past as a weapon. I learned that life's too short to waste time with people who can't let go. Holding a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It eats away at the relationship, creates resentment, and prevents any growth. The truth is, you can apologize, explain, and try to make amends, but someone who holds a grudge will never let it go, because it's not about you, it's about them. It's their inability to process their emotions, forgive, or see beyond their own limited perspective. What do? You set boundaries. You refuse to be defined by your mistakes, especially if they refuse to let go of their own bitterness. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. If someone's reaction is to hold a grudge indefinitely, that's their choice, but you don't have to stick around for it. Forgiveness is a two-way street. If someone isn't willing to meet you halfway, it's not your job to drag them along. You deserve relationships based on mutual respect, understanding, and growth, not ones weighed down by unresolved resentments. If someone in your life treats every mistake as a permanent stain, maybe it's time to walk away. Not because you don't care, but because you care enough about yourself to stop being someone's punching bag. Leave them to their grudges. You have better things to hold on to: your peace of mind, your self-respect, and your future. Sign 6. They are envious of your success. Jealousy is a sneaky poison, and coming from someone close, it can be downright toxic. Envy isn't just wanting what you have, it's resenting you for having achieved it. The truth is, some people would rather see you fail than celebrate your success. I remember the first time I noticed this in a friendship. I'd landed a job I'd been working towards for years. I was thrilled and shared the news with a friend, expecting him to be happy for me. Instead of congratulations, I got a "must be nice to be so lucky." Lucky? I'd put in years of graft for that. I ignored it. Perhaps he was having a bad day. But it didn't end there. With each accomplishment, his comments became more cutting. He'd downplay my achievements, make sarcastic remarks, or simply change the subject. It became clear that he wasn't rooting for me. He was hoping I'd fall flat on my face. Envy isn't always obvious. Sometimes it hides behind forced compliments, passive-aggressive jokes, or complete indifference. But one thing remains consistent. It shows you who's on your side and who isn't. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Rejoice with those who rejoice." True friends, family, partners are those who are genuinely happy about your success, because your happiness increases theirs. If someone can't celebrate your victories, it says more about their insecurities than about you. But let's be honest, envy wrecks any relationship, turning admiration into resentment, creating a silent competition where there should be support, and leading to sabotage, whether intentional or not. I've seen it happen. A friend envies your promotion and spreads rumors. A sibling envies your financial success success and belittles your hard work. A partner envies your social circle and blames you for spending time with your friends. It's toxic and utterly corrosive to trust. Envy not only hurts you, but it also destroys the person who feels it. When someone envies your success, they are not just unhappy for you, they are unhappy with themselves. They see your achievements as a reminder of what they lack or haven't achieved. And instead of using that as motivation, they turn it into bitterness. But it's not your job to dim your light to make someone else feel better about themselves. You shouldn't downplay your accomplishments, apologize for your success, or walk on eggshells around someone's insecurities. As Seneca said, it is not he who has little, but he who craves more, that is poor. Those who envy you are stuck in a scarcity mindset, believing that your success diminishes theirs. And the worst thing is, envy isn't something you can fix. No reassurance, humility, or kindness will change how they feel. It's their problem to deal with. Your responsibility is to protect your peace of mind and surround yourself with those who celebrate your growth. What do you do when envy creeps into a relationship? Confront it. Be honest. I feel a bit of tension when I talk about my achievements. We need to sort this out. Sometimes that opens the door for growth. But if they deny it, attack you, or make you feel guilty for your success, it's time to reassess the relationship. Leaving might be hard, especially if it's a close friend or family member, but you can't thrive in an environment where your success causes resentment. You deserve to be surrounded by people who inspire you, support you, and celebrate your victories. Envy is their issue, not yours. Keep growing, keep succeeding, and let the envious ones work on their own insecurities. Life is far too short to apologize for being the best version of yourself. Sign 7. They encourage bad habits. True friends want to see you grow, evolve, and reach your full potential. Toxic ones are happy to see you stuck, or worse, going backwards, because your progress reminds them of their own shortcomings. When someone encourages bad habits, they are not being thoughtless. They are actively holding you back in the worst possible way. I'll share a story. I had a friend who always wanted to go out on the lash, no matter what day it was. It was fun at first, carefree nights, plenty of laughs, and good times. But I noticed a pattern. Whenever I had something important the next day or was focusing on my health, he'd pressure me to live a little. If I refused, he'd mock me, calling me a stick in the mud or too serious. The guilt and pressure were relentless. One night, after giving in, I woke up feeling absolutely dreadful, both physically and emotionally. I realized it wasn't friendship. He needed a partner in crime for his bad decisions. If he could drag me down, he wouldn't have to confront the reality of his own choices. The truth is, when someone encourages bad habits, they are not a friend. They are an enabler. They condone behaviors that harm you because it makes them feel better about their own lack of self-discipline. The Stoics would call this a lack of virtue. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Don't waste time discussing how a good man should be. Be one." Those who push you towards bad habits aren't just wasting their own time. They are wasting yours too. And time, as we all know, is something you can't get back. Let's be blunt. Some people need you to have bad habits because your struggles make them feel normal. They encourage you to overspend because they are in debt, pressure you to skip the gym because they can't deal with their own health problems, and offer you another drink even when you're already more than happy because they don't want to be drinking alone. It's not just destructive, it's selfish. Encouraging bad habits isn't camaraderie or fun. It's keeping you trapped in a cycle they refuse to escape. Misery loves company, after all, but sometimes those who encourage bad habits don't even realize it. They might think they are being fun or helping you relax, but the outcome is the same. They distract you from your goals, your health, and your potential. That's where boundaries come in. You need to be firm about what you'll accept in your life. If someone tries to tempt you into bad habits, ask yourself, does this relationship help me grow or does it hold me back? Breaking up with these people isn't easy. You'll face resistance. They might accuse you of changing, becoming too serious, or acting all superior. But growth should change you. And anyone who genuinely cares about you will understand that a true friend doesn't pressure you for another drink, an unnecessary purchase, or a wasted day. When they know you're trying to improve, they'll support you, encourage you, and even join you. Epictetus said the key is to surround yourself with those who uplift you, whose presence makes you a better person. If someone's presence makes you a worse person, it's time to reassess their role in your life. Life's already tough enough without people throwing you off course. You deserve relationships that inspire discipline, growth, and self-respect, not those that make you question your values. If someone in your life constantly encourages bad habits, ask yourself, do they help me grow or keep me stuck? If it's the latter, the answer is crystal clear. Let them go. Life's too short to surround yourself with people who drain your energy, mock your goals, or hold you back. Whether friend, partner, or family, relationships should lift you up, not weigh you down. Remember, walking away doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care enough to prioritize your growth, your peace of mind, and your authenticity over toxicity. As the Stoics remind us, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Ask yourself, do the people around you inspire you to be the best version of yourself, or do they keep you tethered to the person you no longer want to be? Cutting ties isn't easy, but sometimes it's the most loving thing you can do for yourself yourself and for them. By letting go of the wrong people, you make space for the right ones to come into your life. Reflect, identify the signs, trust your gut, and remember that you deserve relationships based on mutual respect, love, and growth. The journey to becoming a better version of yourself starts with the company you choose. Ta-ra for now. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content that will inspire you to take control of your life and value every moment. Keep at it, and see you in the next video.